Obsoleted my entire Wi-Fi setup because of this device. It is cheap. People see it as expensive, but it is the cheaper 4x4 AP on the market. Its price competes with consumer-grade routers which don't offer nearly the same level of management. Range is slightly improved compared with the slightly more expensive WiFi HD it replaced, let alone the WiFi XG, but speed doubled from the same locations across the board, enabling me to use 25 to 30% fewer APs while doubling the overall bandwidth. The firmware seems solid and stable unlike a lot of the consumer devices I have tested, including Wi-Fi. I am now able to hit gigabit Wi-Fi from my 2015 Retina MVP. The optional on-premise being Windows only is the only downside I have found. I have had zero issues with this device since I got it installed. Current uptime is over 4 days. Before I ever added it to my network, I updated the firmware to make sure everything was up to date. Update process was easy and straightforward. I have the WAP set up with 4 different SSIDs that are tied to different LANs on the network, which allows me to separate IoT devices from the rest of my devices. Additionally, I have one dedicated VLAN SSID for my children's devices, which allows me to control when they can get online, makes groundings much easier. I replaced a Wi-Fi device with this unit because I wanted to get out of the Ubiquiti ecosystem and move to something more reliable. So far this device fits the bill. I have it connected to my network using a Netgear managed and base depot switch with 2.5 gigabits per second link, so there are no bottlenecks between the WAP and my router. First, let us get this out there. This is not an AP for your home. This is not a let me hold your hand and give you cool graphics like a Ubiquiti access point. This is made for the enterprise. As such, it is not 100% plug and play. It will not do routing. This is not a residential router/Wi-Fi combo. The enterprise space has dedicated routers, switches, and modems. So enterprise-level access points like this do not have to do all that. It does one thing and one thing very well: provide wireless access to your devices. Now that is out of the way, the setup is pretty simple. Connect the EnGenius EWS377 app to a switch that supports 30 watts PO+. If you do not have a PO switch, you can use a PO+ injector. This device sadly does not come with one. The default static IP is 192.168.1.1 unless your DHCP server changed it. Connect to the admin page, change the password, and upgrade the firmware. I cannot stress how important it is to update the firmware of the EnGenius EWS377 app before you start changing other settings. This device supports splitting different SSIDs into different VLANs with different authentication as well as radius authentication. One more great feature of the EnGenius EWS377 app is WPA3. However, you should not use WPA3. Not a lot of devices support it yet. So hold off on that one. Click link in description for more reviews.